E.N.D here, day 12 for the spoilers of War of the Spark. And today we finally have a confirmation that the gods of Amonkhet are back. We have a particular card spoiled, one of the gods, Bontu, the black god of Amonkhet. He has been spoiled and is at mythic rarity. Only Hazaret will not be spoiled in this set because Hazaret died in Amonkhet in Hour of Devastation, but I believe that all 4 gods will be spoiled. Let's begin our spoilers. The first card that is going to have been spoiled is the Red Horde Twins. For 3 and 1 red, it's a 2/2 zombie jackal warrior. When it enters the battlefield, you amass 2. Zombie tokens you control have trample. This particular card, this particular creature, is a reference for another character in Amonkhet, where we had the twins, and now the twins are dead and part of the Eternal Army for Nicol Bolas. We have this particular card. This is Silent Submarine. For 2 blue, it's a 2/3 vehicle, crew 2. Whenever Silent Submarine deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, draw a card. This is a very similar card to the Copter, the Smuggler's Copter, but this one does not have any type of flying, any type of unblockable. If it deals damage to a player or a planeswalker, you draw a card. For its casting cost, it's quite a good card. It's not good as much as the Copter, the Smuggler's Copter. Living Twister. For 2 red and 1 green, it's a 2/5 elemental creature. For 1 and 1 red, discard the land card. Living Twister deals 2 damage to any target. For 1 green, return a tapped land you control to its owner's hand. This is quite good if you want to play a landfall strategy. Planeswalkers. Nissa, who shakes the world. For 3 and 2 green, it's a 5 loyalty counter planeswalker. Its static ability, whenever you tap a forest for mana, add an additional green. The +1, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target non-creature land you control. Untap it, it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with vigilance and haste and still a land. Very interesting ability, because you can transform your lands into 3/3 creatures. The -8 ability, the ultimate, you get an emblem with lands you control have indestructible. Search your library for any number of forest cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. I believe this card will see a lot of strong play, and maybe in mono green decks this will be a very important planeswalker. Spark Double. For 3 and 1 blue, it's a 0/0 illusion. You may have Spark Double enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature or planeswalker you control, except it enters with an additional +1/+1 counters on it if it's a creature. If it enters as a planeswalker, it has an additional loyalty counter. It is not legendary if that permanent is legendary. It's a very interesting card. You can have multiple copies of a planeswalker, and I can't imagine if you have 2 Teferi Heroes of Dominaria. With this card, you can have 2 Teferi Heroes of Dominaria, 1 legendary and 1 not. Very interesting card. Enter the God Eternus. For 2 blue and 1 black, it's a sorcery. It depicts the entry of the gods in the battle of War of the Spark on Ravnica. Enter the God of Eternus deals 4 damage to target creature. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard, and it has amass 4. Amass, you put 4 +1/+1 counters on your army. If you don't control an army, you put a 0/0 army and put the counters on it. It is a very good card. Unfortunately, and the only thing that I can say against the card, the casting cost is 5, and it's everything related to 4. 4 damage, 4 cards, 4 amas. This should have been 4 casting cost. This is another creature, legendary creature, Borgot. This is a joke, this is not the real card. The real card is this, Irhark the Raise Boar. This is a legendary creature, Borgot. It's a 3 and 2 red. This is a very strong card. It's a 6/6 creature. It has trample. Whenever it attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Return that creature to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. When it dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, you may put it into its owner's library, third from the top. This is a very strong card. It is a mythic, and it's already, this card has a value between $15 and $20. Something else, because now I'm going to show you the God cards, because Hazoret died and is not available as a God card in the set. This is a replacement to Hazoret as a God card. God Eternal Bontu, as I said, 3 and 2 black. It's a mythic, it's a 5/6 creature. It has menace. Whenever it enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of other permanents, then draw that many cards. When Bontu dies or is put into exile, you may put it in the owner's library third from the top. As I said, the red god, the boar, is a replacement of Hazoret, and this is the black god, the zombie god, Bontu. Another card spoiled, Tamiyo Effini, for 3 and 1 blue. It's a sorcery, scry 4, then draw 2 cards. It is a quite interesting card, especially in blue control. And then we have our last card, Tamiyo Collector of Tales, for 2, 1 green and 1 blue. It's a Tamiyo Planeswalker, 5 loyalty. Spells and abilities your opponent controls can cause you to discard cards or sacrifice permanents. Very strong card. For +1, choose an unnamed creature name, then reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all cards with this chosen name from among them into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. For -3, return target card from your graveyard to your hand. This is Tamiyo Planeswalker, a rare Planeswalker, and I believe it is a quite strong card, especially if you have the Simic standard decks. These are the spoilers of today, day 12 of spoilers of War of the Spark. Stay tuned because there will be more spoilers in the coming days.